Well, hey there. Happy day today. I am Christy, and I am just starting out a podcast called Okay, Bring It. Here's the deal. I feel like in the world today, there are so many women that need a place to come and talk to someone, someone who has been through maybe some darkness, some happy times, but really just to be real and to have a place that they feel comfortable to be able to talk about the down and dirty things. Things such as, I'm 46 years old and I'm going through perimenopause. I have three teenagers, well, two teenagers and one almost 21-year-old. I've been through two divorces. I have recently found the love of my life after going through quite a few toxic relationships and realizing that a lot of that toxicity came from how I only knew a man to love me, which is my father. Um, going through a whole bunch of different things in life and being able to talk about them is the most important thing. And I feel like as women today, we are very scared to talk about the real things in life for fear of judgment, for fear of feeling like we're the only ones feeling alone. Nobody else in the world is going through this. And if they are, they're going through it differently than I am. But it's just one of those things that I just, I got a whim and thought, why not start a podcast about it? I am in the Illinois area and I recently left a job that was in a family business because my father had decided to sell the company, which was ultimately supposed to be mine. So I'm going through a very big transition in my life. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that have experienced quite a few changes over the last few years and really feel lost and don't know where to go. So this is just me as a regular human being, a regular woman, a regular mom, a regular businesswoman, just trying to make a little bit of a difference in people's lives. And I am new at this, and I'm hoping that maybe just to add a little bit of comfort and happiness and sparkle into somebody's life through the magic of podcasting. And, if there are any sort of topics that you guys want to talk about that we can talk about, I would love to hear your feedback on that. I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I am not anything. I am just a woman creating content that is real, content that is maybe a little bit of a faux pas to want to talk about. Want to be able to discuss things that the reality of things. And like I said earlier, the down and dirty of things. So I plan on doing a podcast once a week, maybe some days having a friend on or someone important that may be able to add some feedback. Everybody is important in my life, including you. And just, being that woman that you can come to and maybe have a sense of peace with. And like I said, maybe have a little smile on your face. So we want to have topics regarding life is such a vague, such a big word when you say we talk about life. That would include something along the lines of maybe toxic relationships, being a mom who's working full time, being a single mom, going through perimenopause, having that change in life, going through a divorce, all of the things that we are a little nervous to speak about, maybe that you're journaling about. Let's talk about some books that you're reading, and without making this a book club, there's so many of those out there, and I'm sure that there are so many of these podcasts out there as well. But I just thought that I would give it a shot and hope that I can make someone happy today in the fact, or once a week, um, and maybe just have something that is comfortable for you to come to and, you know, talk to me about, and just know that there's somebody out there that may be able to give you some advice, or just, as I said, have that comfort of knowing that somebody else has gone through it with you. And, opinions are only valuable when they're asked for. So, by you giving me your feedback and your opinion and your thoughts on things or something that you may be going through, um, that's giving me the opportunity to offer my opinion and um, my personal experience with certain things. I am going to bring up some topics that might get you out of your comfort zone, that might feel uncomfortable to you, and that's okay. I was very uncomfortable going through them myself, and I felt that when I went through them, I had to go through them alone, and I did for the most part. And a lot of people today ask me, "How did you do it?" And my answer is always, I didn't have a choice. So, starting out with me, just to give you a little background about me quickly, is that when I got divorced, um, from the start of my adult life, I got married at, I believe I was about 22 when I got married, because I was 22, 23, somewhere in there. And I had my first child when I think it was 22. So when I was 24, I had my first child, my daughter, who is now going to be 21 in May. And I was not ready. I was not ready to be a mom. And I didn't, I ran with it because I was married, and that was the right thing to do, is start a family. And after that, decided that I wanted to have all my children by the time I was 30, and I had my youngest at 29. So I just bridged that gap. But when I had gotten divorced, all of my children were 7 and under. So I was a single mom of 3, was going through a bankruptcy, a foreclosure, a divorce. I had to move, go back to work. It was very trying. It was very difficult. My ex-husband and I did not have um, a mutual understanding through our divorce that went on for a few years. The divorce lasted a year and a half, but the tumultuous relationship lasted probably 3 or 4 years. Now we're good. Now we are cordial. We are, we can be in the same room together and have conversations. But I want to talk about so many things regarding that. And going through the divorce, the situations that occurred, getting into a relationship after a divorce, that relationship ending, and the feeling of another failed relationship, then going into a very toxic relationship with someone for the 4.5 years that ended horribly in 2023. It ended with an order of protection against him. So, there have been a lot of things in between, and having that tumultuous relationship with my own father, who is 80 years old, and, not being able to learn new tricks as an old dog. And most recently has lost his relationship with me. So, I'm very close with my mom. So there are going to be topics all along from then, and even being a stay-at-home mom then with 3 kids, going all the way to today, where I'm kind of starting over again, and all of those restarts and how they've affected me personally, but how I know I'm not alone out there. I know that there are so many women out there starting over. And yeah. So I want to talk about all of that and everything in between. So every week I will have a brand new topic that I think, and if there is something that you want to talk about, I would love your feedback on it. So please comment, send me messages, anything that you need. I know that there are going to be a lot of negative comments, I'm sure. Hoping for a lot more positive. What am I going to do any different than anybody else out there starting a podcast? And I don't know. But even if I touch one person, that's okay. If I touch the life of one person, to make them smile, to make them happy, to make them feel comforted, and to make them not feel that they are alone. That is all I need in my life. That is my whole entire point of doing this. So, welcome. I named it accordingly. Okay, bring it. And there is a story behind that. That happened most recently this year, beginning of this year, that statement. So I will get into all of that and everything and anything that you ladies want to talk about. Let's get the ball rolling. So, okay, bring it. Um, I will, without a doubt, be on within the week to have a podcast with a topic that will be, my own choice at this point because I don't have any followers yet. So I am hoping that this will flourish into something just special to me and hope to gain some followers in this and some friendships and hope that you can all find yourself just a comfortable place to come listen for a few moments during the week. So, again, so nice to be here. I thank you for listening, and I will talk to you all soon.